Everyone, and here today on episode 20 of the Microgreen Thumbcast. Today we're going to be talking about FarmFlow. One of the biggest challenges in running a microgreen business is knowing what to do and when. It might be okay in the beginning, but once you have a few customers doing 20 plus trays, it can easily get lost or forgotten what you need to do, what you need to plant, all the stuff that you need to get done, task, everything else. So Andy has made a software to help us all that once solves all of them problems together and it's set up to run your business almost completely. I would say 90%. You still got to do some back end stuff, but about 90% to run your business. So Andy, why FarmFlow?
Yeah, so I mean, this is what we wrote originally to do our own business, and it's come in extremely handy. And honestly, I would say it's probably a huge reason as to why we've gotten where we've gotten in the time that we've been in business as a microgreen farm. Mainly because it just tracks everything. I mean, we don't have to figure out what we need to plant. We don't have to figure out what we need to do each day. I mean, it keeps track of all these different things from your tasks to your inventory items to your plants themselves. And it's a beautiful system. I mean, it's honestly like helped us significantly get to where we are as a result. So if you don't want to have to worry about what you need to do every single day and you can actually go to sleep and sleep well at night, this is worth its weight in gold to not have
Yes.
to worry about stuff like that. So, yep, we've been using it this entire time. It looks a lot nicer now for you guys because it didn't have to look nice for us, unfortunately. So that was where a majority of the work went. It was just making it look good. But for the most part, most of the functionality was already in there. And I appreciate all the beta testers that have gotten in there and done their thing and helped point out some things that I thought made sense that don't necessarily. So we were able to get some of that stuff fixed. And I think at the moment, unless anybody's added anything in the last 15 minutes, all the bugs are taken care of. So
Woo!
far at the moment we're bug free, which I'm sure there'll be other things that'll be found over time, and that's fine. I mean, no software is 100%, but we're trying to get as close as we can. And obviously, if any issues come up in the future, we'll get them taken care of. But yeah, I can't even tell you how much this has helped us. So I'm glad to be able to finally give it to you guys to be able to use too.
Yes, happy to get it. I just finished setting up the business completely. I'm 100% set up on FarmFlow. The
Nice.
little thing says 100%. So I've done all the tasks, at least one of them. There's some more stuff to add and stuff like that, but as we go along, that we figure out. But yeah, features in this program, crop planning, input of cells of goals to receive your planting schedule, what you're trying to plant, inventory tracking, task, which I think is the biggest thing because sometimes you get lost
Yeah.
of what you need to do, when you need to do it. Is it that today or tomorrow? Love that. Real-time seed inventory, that is a huge, huge one, I think. Knowing when to order your seeds and never not have seeds in time. So
Yep.
really looking forward to that one. And ready for USDA inspections if you guys ever go for GAP certification or organic certification, all that kind of stuff. Or if they just happen to come into Andy like they did on Andy's shop,
Yep.
it's ready now. Since he went through that already, he's going to save us all the pain. And he's got that
Yep.
built into this program. So that is awesome. Andy,
Yep.
you want to talk about any of them features?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big benefit of the fact that, we have this program. The way we do is that you can be a small little farm that's just getting started all the way up to a big giant farm, even bigger than Mike and I, and be able to actually use the system properly. It's got all the information you could ever imagine, but having the USDA stuff in there is huge. You're not going to find another application out there that's going to have the cleaning records, the training records, the disposal records, the things that the USDA actually requires as part of their inspection process. So when you get to that point where I think it's like $25,000 a year, it's not much, which sounds like a lot, but really in microgreen world, once you get big, it's like, that's nothing.
Nothing.
So it's very quick to get to that point. And before you know it, you got the inspectors knocking on your door, and it's great for you to be able to hand them these things from day one, and then they know, okay, these guys are rocking and rolling. They know what they're doing. They were ahead, they were planned, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to do that kind of thing. So to have those features built in on top of everything else that's in there, it's just incredible. But yeah, we use the tasks. That's our driving force every single day. And one cool feature with the tasks is that you can actually put in days, so you can say this thing 10 days ahead or 14 days ahead or whatever. I don't know if you have any examples like that in yours, Mike, or not, but if not, I can bring mine up and show it. But
I mean,
yeah, if you just
days ahead. No, I didn't do any days ahead, but I did what we do on a daily basis kind of thing. Obviously, you water microgreens every day, but
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
put it in the task. It's there available. Go ahead and put that in.
yep,
Make sure you don't
yeah, it's
forget
a
it.
beautiful thing. So like even before we had the sowing to-do list, we didn't need it. because we actually, in our task, we just said plant stuff for whatever day, and we'd say plus 10 days, plus 14 days, and it would automatically take us to the harvest summary for that particular day. So we knew exactly what we needed to plant. So it was a beautiful thing. That's the one nice thing about the task. But it's also just like it's a to-do list on top of your planting and sowing to-do lists.
Yeah.
So it's little things like watering the microgreens, putting in orders for next week, all the things that he has on his list. Our list is huge. I mean, it's, soaking seed, what we need to soak. It takes us to that day to tell us exactly how many trays it needs to soak. All these little things. I mean, we have hundreds and hundreds of tasks in there. And basically, as they get checked off, they stay checked off, which is nice. So you can look on you can pull it up on your phone, you can pull it up on a tablet, put it up on a computer. It's always going to be the same list. It's always going to show what's being done. Plus, you can set the priorities, high, medium, and low. You can mark things as a morning task, as an afternoon task. So like on harvest day, obviously we don't want to water our microgreens in the morning. So we have that as an afternoon task, where every other day when we're not harvesting, it's, marked as a morning task. So it's just an added feature that just kind of takes your to-do list to a whole new level. I mean, and obviously I have employees, so this makes things super easy. They go in there, they know exactly what they need to do. It's plain as day. I mean, we have down to like vacuuming, mopping, vacuuming the shelves, washing the trays, taking the trays out. Everything is in there. I mean, every little tiny stupid task that you could possibly think of, it's the whole point. And that way you can know at the end of the day that everything you needed to get done is done. So here's kind of the ones that he's got in there so far. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. So you could actually change that to have plant wheatgrass and link it right to the actual date that it needs to be planted. So that's one cool
How is
thing
that
you can
done,
put in.
Andy? Can you teach?
Yeah,
Can
so
you show us anything?
if you go into the edit right there, and then you'll see the instructions right there at the top. So it says, that the little brackets 10 will automatically be converted to the date 10 days in the future. So you could say plant wheatgrass, and then, for, and then that bracket 10, if that's what it is 10 day, I'm assuming.
And on my keyboard. There we go. Ours are 5 days.
5 days,
Like
holy
that?
cow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, looks like it, as long as you got the right two brackets.
Yep. Got the two brackets, so just
Yeah,
go.
so you hit save. And if you go back to your task list, it should have that built right in now. Of course, you have to go to that day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. It won't show up on this because it's
Okay.
just showing you what it actually is. But when you get to
Right.
Thursday, it will show you that +5,
Gonna show that.
which is
Okay.
cool. So that way it takes you right to
Yeah.
the summary. It tells you exactly what you need to plant. It's a beautiful thing. That's
Nice.
literally how we have planted for the last 3 years, is using that exact same system. So it makes things really simple. But now obviously we have the sewing to-do list, so that kind of takes away a little bit of that need, but we still use it all the time just because we have that same task list and we just jump back and forth throughout. But the task list is huge. I mean, well beyond the sewing and harvesting stuff. This is just a cool thing to have, to be able to just mark down every task that you do every single day. And then the inventory piece of it is incredible. It allows you to basically put in anything that you're consuming on a regular basis. So it doesn't matter what it is. If you're going through packaging, going through labels, going through toilet paper, going through paper towels, everything. I mean, we have thousands of items in that list, and basically what it does for us is allows my employees, again, it's just, and we actually have a task for checking inventory, where they go through the inventory list and then they actually see what we need. So this is an example for what Mike has put in so far. So he's
Yeah.
got clamshells, he's got retail stuff, some tray inserts, things like that. So basically, once you run out of something, you can change one of those things to say reorder now. So if you just want to pick one, Mike, and just say reorder now for now, just to show what it looks like there. And now you can actually put it out to 8 weeks. As you see now in the left-hand menu there, it's got a little 1 saying that there's one thing that needs to be reordered for the inventory. And then when you mouse over it, it says the same thing for check inventory. And that automatically updates on the fly. And you also see at the top, it tells you one of your inventory items requires attention. And it's highlighted in red, so you know exactly what you need to reorder, which is nice. So, and if
Nice.
you have, URLs and stuff in there, it can help on the snapshot page as well. It'll actually link to those items. So if you go down to the little snapshot there under customers and orders,
Keep them. There we
2
go.
more down. There you go. Snapshot. Yep. If you scroll down a little bit there, you'll see inventory items. So that you can see it's actually got a link right to order. So it'll actually take you
Cool.
right to the actual link that you want to use to order those clamshells. So that's kind of another place where you can see kind of your general inventory, what you need. So on the snapshot page, it will only show the inventory items that you actually have to, are marked as being, to reorder now, essentially.
And on my page,
But
it
you can,
actually did go to Webstront. You guys can't see it
yeah,
on here, but it did go straight to Webstront. So,
yep. So
and if you
pulls the
guys got
URL
any,
right out of the inventory.
if you guys got any questions, we will take questions throughout this live that we normally don't do with the normal podcast setup. But we will take questions and answer them on here as we go along. So if you got any questions, put a Q in front, and Jess will bring them up and ask the questions, and we will answer them or Andy probably will answer them as we go along.
Yep, just stop us anytime, Jess. So, but yeah, the inventory thing is huge. I mean, that's another sleep at night kind of option.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, really is, because I never have to worry about seed running out. I never have to, I mean, beyond the fact that I have the live seed stats right on the front page, on the snapshot page as well, is huge. I don't think we have that on yours yet, because I don't think you have any major seed lists in there, but
No.
it gives you an idea of exactly how much seed you have left. Every time you plant something, it subtracts the seed out automatically based on the number of grams or ounces or whatever that you use for your seed out from your inventory list that you already had put in. So the seed inventory is literally live on the fly. Obviously, it's not 100% accurate, because unless your bag weighs exactly 25 pounds when you get it from wherever, preferably Greener Harvest Seeds,
Yes.
that's not going to be exact, but it'll give you at least a rough idea. And then on the seed page, you can actually say, warn me when my seeds are less than, X number of weeks away from running out. So that's definitely a nice plus too, is that you can see, like, it'll warn you, hey, these seeds are getting close. So that way you don't run out by accident, which is definitely nice. So,
and I have not put my weight in yet, because my inventory is due tomorrow or Tuesday. So I was waiting to do that, because we always do inventory at the end of the month. So we'll be doing that, putting that all in, going back and edit them, and then it's going to tell me when I need to order. See if it tells me what I need to order.
Yep. Very cool. Works out good.
And you got this lovely button right here.
Yep, exactly. Shop Greener
Right,
Harvest Seeds anytime you can.
right up to his. So,
yep, support Josh as much as you can.
And speaking of Greener Harvest Seeds, we have a special discount for you guys that are listening today. And just put that in chat. She can bring it up on screen as well. So Josh and Mandy or Greener Harvest Seeds are hooking you all up. Use the code ThumbCast to get $10 off of an order of $50 or more. But you have to act fast, because that ends on November 6th. So you got 8 days or so to do that. So grab your seeds, hit that link, and go over there and grab that. Just put in ThumbCast as your promo code, and you'll get $10 off a $50 order.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
so great. Yeah. I mean, the task and inventory are two huge things. I mean, that's literally what's going to help you sleep. And then when each day comes along and you know exactly what you need to sow, exactly what you need to harvest, that's definitely a huge plus as well. But that task and inventory piece is literally a lifesaver beyond anything else. It's so simple, but it keeps everything sane. I mean, running a business is literally beyond the fact that you're selling and marketing and everything else. It's just a giant game of inventory management, to make sure you don't run out of the things you need. And obviously, you don't want to run out of packaging. You don't want to run out of labels. You don't want to run out of seed. You don't want to run out of trays, things like that. So this is just what helps you kind of go through that process. It's a no-brainer. So definitely, keep going through with that. So, all right. And then the sowing and harvesting obviously is huge. That's what's going to tell you exactly what you need to plant every single day, which is really nice. And then the harvest to-do list is just a separate list where it's showing you exactly what you need to harvest by order. So that way you can actually, see your customers in the list, see exactly what they're ordering. And we'll show you that in a second once it loads here.
I got a little spinny ball going right now, guys. Sorry.
There you go. So beyond that, on the sowing to-do list, you also get to see like what you need to move to blackout, what you need to move to the light. All those fun things are in there as well. So that way you can keep track of what the heck is going on. The only thing I haven't built into this yet, and I'm hoping it's something I'll have done before the first, and if not, I'm going to build it in anyway, is having the soaking option in there too. So we do already in the product setup. You can say, I want to soak this thing the previous day or soak it the same day. That's already in there. I put that in there on purpose in order to eventually build that piece in. So that would be the next big piece on the list. So yeah, so this is your sowing to do, and it gives you an idea. It tells you exactly what you need to, as far as what you need per ounces. And the reason why I said 0 trays for most of those is because Mike doesn't have any actual average weights in there yet. Once he gets average weights in there, it'll actually tell you exactly how many trays you need to plant. which is really nice. And then you can click the little date thing to the right there, and it'll take you right to the summary on the harvest page to tell you exactly who's getting all of those things, which is definitely a nice plus too. So kind of gives you.
I just didn't want to show you guys all how many trays I plant, but no, I'm just kidding. I just didn't have time to yet.
Yeah, it won't be in there anyway because you don't have any weights in.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much what he's going to have for that particular day. So all the weights are there. The number of trays will be there. The number planted will be there once it gets to that point. Then it'll give you on the right hand side the rough remaining ounces that you should have based on your averages. So if you get a last minute order and some restaurant says, "Hey, I need 2 pounds of broccoli," and you look over there and you see you're going to have 40 to 50 ounces of broccoli left, yeah, we can fill that order. But if you're only going to have like 6 ounces left and they want 2 pounds, and you go, "Oh, I don't have enough, chef, but I'll have roughly 6 ounces. Do you want that?" You can at least get an idea ahead of time as to how much you should have left over after you harvest, which is a nice plus too. So, all right. So you want to read the question, Jess, or you want me to read it?
All right. I can read that out. So Dragonfly Hawk wants to know, is there any way to print lists from data in the program? Example, all varieties planting.
There isn't at the moment. It's something I want to try and build in at some point. We've had a couple of requests for printing options. It's just been a lower priority item trying to get this out the door at the moment. But obviously, you can print the page that you're looking at, but it's not really ideal. I'd rather have it go to like a PDF or something that's formatted. It's just going to take extra time to do. So it's on my list of stuff to do. It's in the feature request already. So just got to get to it. That's all. But yeah, it will come eventually.
Awesome.
Real quick, before we get to the next question, I just want to let you guys know that if you are not part of the beta program, you want to get in that beta program, this is how you're going to get a month free of your software. So if you get in that beta program before the end of October, you're going to get another month free of this program. So make sure you check that out and get in that beta program.
Yep, that's definitely the best way. I also post all the updates and everything in there as well. So I was going to post the link into the chat. So make sure you click that link. Oh, no. Comment has failed to post.
Oh.
Let's try that again. That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Next question, Jess.
Even still won't let me post.
I will fix that for him.
I appreciate it. We tried. So Jess is going to post the link in the chat for you guys. If you're not in that Facebook group already, that's the ideal place to do it. It's just a great open forum for us to all have discussion as to what's going into the software. People ask questions in there all the time. And plus, I just post any new features and things like that in there too. So it's just a great way to get up-to-date information. Eventually, that when we get out of beta testing mode, that'll just turn into a FarmFlow page in general that we'll use to just keep everybody up to date on what's going on with FarmFlow. So definitely get in there and check that out. It's the easiest way to get directly, other than DMing me, obviously on Facebook. It's a whole lot easier to just have it in one organized place. So it's not a place to post microgreen pictures and ask questions about how to grow or any of that kind of stuff. Use the Microgreen Entrepreneurs group that I have for that. But it's just an easy way to kind of keep everybody in the loop as to what's going on. So yeah, good stuff.
All right, next question.
All right. Jessica Schaefer would like to know, I am going to be going through GAP training soon. I'd love to start tracking things so I can have reports to give them. Any good resource for things?
Ta-da! Yeah, it should have everything that you need in there already, as far as the cleaning records go, the disposal records, and any training records. It's not going to do I guess you can technically actually do SOPs in here too, which is a big thing with GAP certification as well. So you can do your team and training section, and you can actually create basically training modules that would essentially be standard operating procedures. So if you don't know what SOPs stand for, that's what that is. That's basically what GAP is more or less about, other than being food safety and having a food safety plan. They also, don't make you, but they prefer you have standard operating procedures in place. And this does allow you to actually do that through that system as well. I don't really dive too heavy into the team and training section just because a lot of people don't have employees yet. But you can still put it all in there and be your own employee. To where you can go through the training and at least get those SOPs ready for when the time comes when you hire somebody eventually, if you don't have somebody already. So, but yeah, that's one option as well. So beyond the records that you can keep, you also have the team and training section that can do that.
She wanted to clarify, she means like what cleaning they're looking for specifically, or resources for what I need to be tracking.
Gotcha. You would have to find out exactly what cleanings they're looking for, but the nice thing is in the system, you can add cleaning record types of whatever kinds you want. And so we have probably 30 or 40, I think, in there at this point, and even down to like cleaning the microwave, cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the sinks, cleaning trays, cleaning, sanitizing everything, knives, bowls, 5-gallon buckets. I mean, everything is in there for cleaning records. So that's the one nice thing. And Mike, if you don't mind, just under the task and inventory there on the left-hand side, second menu. Yeah, if you go to cleaning records, that'll give you an idea. And you can see further down in that menu, it has cleaning types as well. And that's where it's going to actually allow you to add the different types of cleanings that you do. So find out exactly what they need in your area and make sure that you have those cleaning types in there. And then that way you actually have it. So you see he's got clean trays in there, but you can add as many different drop-down options as you want for when you're actually adding cleaning records.
And then there's
that's
that
export
cleaning here too that you can print that out for them.
Yep, exports it right to a CSV. It's got all the information that you should need to be able to hand that report directly to anybody at the USDA through inspections. GAP, I'm not sure if they need an export of cleaning records or not, but if they do, it's right there for you. It's already ready to go.
Side note, I'm going to throw a link into the chat. It's for the scope of GAP. If you go to the USDA website, they actually have the GAP program resources, which includes a GAP audit program scope, which is a PDF form of exactly what they're looking for when they go to do GAP training, GAP inspections.
Yep, perfect.
Awesome. All right. All right. How to sign up. You guys all should know how to sign up for this program. I would hope. Just go to that beta program first. Is there anything else that they need to know? Like, I guess I could put in this link for you guys.
Yep. Yeah, they can go directly to farmflow.freshsourcefarms.com and sign up right through there. It's got the sign up link right on the home page, and it's also the login page as well. So, and also the email process is much better now. So it shouldn't end up in your spam. It should end up in your inbox. I went through a lot of that this past week trying to get that up and running properly. I was doing it the old way. I didn't realize that there was a newer way that the new hosting company wanted me to do it. So I had to switch to that, which is much more effective. So you shouldn't have any issues with it being marked as spam anymore. Or not being delivered. It should go straight to your inbox every single time. But now that you have the URL, I mean, this was the main thing, was just, having the URL emailed to people, but now it's kind of out there. So, so no worries.
Mario wanted to mention that CSV exports for prospects and customers would be awesome for generation of dynamic invoices.
Yep. Yeah, and that's something that's actually pretty easy to do. So Mario put that in as a feature. I don't think that's in there at the moment, but definitely added as a feature into the system. Mario has been, by leaps and bounds, my tester, beyond, just the best tester ever. I mean, he's like, I don't even know how many bugs he's put in, which has been awesome. He is a programmer himself as well. So it's always good to have coders actually get in and try and break stuff. I literally gave him permission to try and break the system. So, and he hasn't had any luck, thankfully. So it's definitely a good thing. But yeah, Mario's been an absolute hero as far as, getting the system buttoned up and dialed in. So I appreciate you very much, man. I know I mentioned it before, but you definitely have been awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, and I see people are doing it already. We will do a giveaway at the end here, as we always do. So make sure you put in hashtag Thumbcast. If you're new here, that's our giveaway tag. So go ahead and put that in. And let's talk about customer relationship management. Does it do any of the CRM stuff in here?
Yep. So under the sales prospects on the left-hand menu there as well. So that's got, you can add in sales prospects. So basically you can put in, different company information. And his looks a little bit weird because we actually have the feature turned on in the preferences. So if you're demoing this to somebody, you can actually scramble everybody's contact information, which is really nice. So when you add a new prospect, basically you can put in all their contact information, the company name, you select a status, and those statuses are actually statuses you add. So I'm not forcing you into anything. That way you can track things as exactly how you want, essentially. And unfortunately, you can't see that drop down in the sharing, but that's the one downside. But so the statuses actually are whatever you actually input in. That you can set a follow-up date as well. So if you have a follow-up date that you want to follow up, every time you load this page, it'll warn you at the top saying, hey, you need to follow up with X number of people. You can see them immediately, which is really nice. You have the option to say, are they using microgreens already? Because they may be, they may not be, depending on what kind of restaurant you're looking at. Put in their address information. Then you can put in up to 2 different contacts. So their primary contact, which would be like your chef or your owner. If you're talking to a restaurant anyway, or a secondary contact could be like the owner, a manager, or general manager. So you can add those in as well. But the actual prospect list is really cool because you can see everything by status, and then you can actually see like who you need to follow up with, what everybody's status is at the moment. So so he's got that one in there. Sample was delivered. The other cool thing is once you actually land the customer from that previous page there, I'll go back one. I apologize, Mike. If you click the actual, like, don't actually click it, but you'll get the idea. If that little like plus, user icon or whatever, that will literally transfer this from a prospect directly to a customer. So it actually, you don't have to worry about like recreating the wheel and putting them in again as a brand new customer. It'll literally not move, but copy their account from the actual prospect list right into the customer list. So that way you can start putting orders in and everything else right away. It saves you that extra time. So that was a nice feature. I can't remember who requested that, but that was beautiful. So thank you.
Yeah, that's an awesome
feature.
I mean,
I think that's going to be the biggest change over time with this, is beyond the features that you guys are requesting, is just the improvement of workflow. And that's really a big thing, because obviously there's a whole lot of workflow changes that can be made to this to make it even smoother and faster and more productive. And over time, we'll build those things in. But I appreciate the fact that you guys are pointing those things out, which is awesome. And you guys have come up with so many good ideas that I've taken out of the features and put them into production. So they'll all eventually get done.
Awesome. Yes, that is a great feature, having the prospects in the system, because we use Trello currently for all of that stuff. So you put them right in the system that we'll be using. That's going to be great that it's all going to be right there together. So love that.
Yeah. Yeah, and on the list for this page eventually is to be able to search prospects, so you can easily find who you're looking for, and then be able to filter by status as well. So that way you can just show all the people you need to follow up with, show all the people that you're ready to meet with, whatever. Make things a lot easier too. So you won't be looking at a big giant list over time. So that's the long-term goal with that one. But that's fairly easy to build in. So I could do something like that in that export, like Mario mentioned, pretty easily.
Awesome. Is it financial analytics? Does it have stuff for that?
Yeah, I mean, it has, there's a couple different things in there. One of the things you have is the option to set your financial goal for the year. And what that does is on the snapshot page, it'll actually show you kind of where you fall in time. And I don't know if Mike's got a realistic number in there yet, but because he's already 100%.
Yes.
So, but basically what this does is it's allowing you to see over time, every single month it logs your highest number that you had for that specific month, both at a active subscription level and an active and postponed subscription level. And anybody think, what the heck is that supposed to be? But pretty much when you have a subscription that's shut off, like somebody says, hey, I need to turn this off for a couple months, or I'm tired of eating microgreens, or who knows what, and they turn it off for a little bit. The goal is to incentivize you visually to try and get more, retain more of those postponed customers and get them back on board. So that's really kind of the idea. So Mike doesn't have any postponed customers in there, so it just shows us one solid line. On ours, it does. So you basically have like a line of active people and then an active, line of active and postponed. So it kind of makes you go, wow, I could really be up here versus here if I got all those people back on board. And eventually this graph that you're looking at now, for those that actually share their data, anonymously, you'll be able to see kind of where you fall in amongst all the people that are in FarmFlow as well. And again, just the whole idea is just to drive you to try and be, more of a salesman, to see like, wow, I'm at like 60%. Let's see if I can get to 70% or whatever. Or if you're number one in there, then, the goal is to stay number one, essentially. So, it's to kind of push everybody along and just kind of make everybody go, hey, wow, I could do better. That's really the idea, is just to kind of lift everybody up as a community inside of FarmFlow as a whole. But yeah, so that's one really cool feature, and you can see, kind of where you are. And obviously, like Mike has said on podcasts before, the goal is to see that line constantly increasing. I mean, if you see it go down and down and down and down, then your business is slowly falling apart. So you constantly need to see that thing going up every single month. And that's really the goal. And this way you can visually see, how you're doing, essentially. But some of the other stuff that's built in there is seed costs are calculated automatically. Your grow medium costs are calculated automatically. So if you're looking at like the sowing list, if you go under sowing and harvesting there, Mike, and go to sowing, just to give you a rough idea, all the way top.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. Then go to sowings. Second from the bottom there.
Yeah.
Oh, you click the to-do list.
Yeah. Do you want the sewing down here, right?
Yeah, you might still be able to click it.
Let's
Might override it, hopefully.
see. Now the ball's gonna really spin and go crazy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it just loaded the sewing to-do list. Yeah, go to sewings. Just by itself. Top menu. Oh yeah. One more. There you go. Sewings. I know it's a lot of menus. All right, so just pick a crop that you know you already planted that's in the system. Hopefully there's something in there.
Arugula.
And then the date it was planted.
You don't have to actually pick a date. If you just hit save, it'll
okay.
show all the arugula that's been planted recently. Yep. So you can see it's actually got its cost right on there at 92 cents per tray. If you mouse over that, I don't know if it'll show up in the share or not.
I don't.
Probably won't.
Probably not.
Yeah, it doesn't. It actually breaks it down by medium versus seed, so you can see exactly how much your seed cost you and exactly how much your medium cost you. So this gives you an exact.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the exact number based on your actual seed costs, how much seed you've bought, how much you paid for it. It calculates your per gram or per whatever seed cost, and then your medium. Basically, once you add a growing medium to the system, you say I get X number of trays out of each bag roughly, and it's going to average that out, figure out what your cost is per tray, and then that way you can see exactly how much in medium and seed cost it costs you. And one of the things on my list to add is somewhere to be able to actually say like how much nutrients you're using per tray. It's not going to be super crazy involved. It'll probably be at the soil level just to say I use X dollar of nutrients each grow, and then that way it'll also add in that number as well, and then that way you'll have a little more accurate number as to how much your nutrients, your soil, and your seed are costing you per tray.
And if you get good soil, you won't have to add any nutrients. You won't have to worry about that cost.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yep, get yourself some Coco Loco if you can find it. Fox Farms Coco Loco is the best.
What I do like also about the system, which is probably kind of off of microgreens, but we're starting to do lettuce and herbs and flowers and stuff, and you can add categories for that. That's going to be in there, which we will be adding nutrients for that. So that will be a nice feature when you go to that. So I do love that you got other categories and then you can add them in there.
Yep. So everything doesn't have to be just microgreens in here. I mean, anything that grows for an amount of time, you can pretty much manage through here. I know Joe. I'm not sure if Joe's on today or not, but he's. I'm pretty sure he's actually got his mushrooms even in here. That he's managing through that process as well. So which is really cool.
Yes,
but
that's awesome.
Awesome. Free to do a lot of different things.
And obviously, I think you guys probably get the point that this is very scalable for your business. Designed to grow with your business, is no matter how big or small you are, you can make it suitable for both small and big farms. So no matter if you're just starting out, great program, probably the best program for you if you're just starting out and get it set up right away, and you're not going to forget stuff. Like, because we've talked about this in the past. Sometimes you're like, oh crap, I need to get seeds in by next week because I just used all my seeds. I forgot I didn't have any backups. Well, this program is going to keep you that way, and you will forget that stuff if you don't have a program. When you first start, 100%, you're going to forget. I don't care who you are. There's a lot going on with business. So, and then it can take you to a large scale. Like, we're planning on doubling the business here. So, it's going to take us that, like we said, we can add, lettuce category, mushroom category, flowers category, herb category in here. So you can continue growing with this as you add on other add-on products as well. So very scalable product.
Yep. Yeah, that was the goal. I mean, we literally built this system before we even started. And back then we tracked so many things that were completely a waste of time. I mean, literally we had a system where you could track physically on a shelf where every single tray was, which was insanely dumb. It could be somewhat useful, but it was so time consuming, to enter everything in. And then every time you moved a tray, you had to physically move it in the system, and it was a nightmare. So things like that we pulled out. We actually weighed all of our grow medium every single time, and we put it in every single time. Now we just have an average. It makes it so much easier. So things like that just help with production and move things along. But the fact that, obviously we're as big as we are and we're using this is our primary system. We're using the exact same system you guys are. I don't want to maintain 2 chunks of code for obvious reasons. But it's allowed us to get to where we are, and it will allow us to get significantly bigger over time as well. Which is really cool. So it's definitely been a huge plus. So yeah, I mean, it can scale. It can obviously handle all the USDA requirements that you need for inspections, and that was the goal. And then that way, when you guys hit that magic number and the USDA comes knocking on your door, you're ready. You can say, here you go. This is exactly what you need. Just make sure that they don't check that box that says you grow sprouts.
Yeah.
That's what they did for me, and I was almost disastrous. So, but yeah, it allows you to grow as big as you want. I mean, any company should be able to use this, and there should be no issue.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, that's great. That's going to be with that case, because if you're in this business for any longer time, you're going to have a government official come in knocking on your door at some point. As soon as they find out about you, they're going to kind of want to nosy around your business, because they're government and that's what they like to do. So
that's definitely it.
And one of the best things about this also is user community and support. The fact that he has the FarmFlow where beta testing Facebook page, you can put it in there. In this program, you can add features and bug requests and everything else. So there's a lot of community in there, a lot of community support. I learned things when I started setting this up by going and looking at the Facebook group of how to do some things and stuff. So like the people have said, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Great. I was looking for that. So I just went on there and searched for it before I asked Andy if something was going on, or if that was available. I went in that Facebook group and looked and make sure somebody else hasn't said how to do it or something. So that's great. That's going to be there. And I'm assuming that Facebook group is going to continue to be there beyond beta testing.
Yep. Yeah, it's just going to change over to just be a FarmFlow group going forward, and then that way we can still have that inner community, in conversation. So, but it's, beyond the fact that we have that, obviously you guys can DM me directly. You can put in bugs and features through the system. Beyond all of that, it's just the fact that we also have community stuff built right into the actual system itself. So we also have the ability to, as a person who's in here, to share anonymous data, like, what your financial data looks like. It's not tying your name to anything, but it gives people an idea of kind of where you are in relation to where they are, which is nice. And then you also have the option to be able to share like your planting methods, your harvest weights, things like that. Again, all anonymously, which is nice. So that way, like if somebody's really struggling with broccoli, they can, and this is long-term, I haven't built this part in yet, but eventually you'll be able to actually see like, planting methods on who's getting the best harvest weight and how are they growing their product. And then that way we can all get better together inside of this system. So it's all basically information that you'd have access to as a result of being in as a FarmFlow member, which is the coolest part. So yeah, it's going to be in your preferences section there, Mike, if you're looking for that page.
Yep.
Yeah, it's profile and preferences. I know it's a little bit wonky because it's zoomed in so far.
Yeah.
There
so
you go.
Your ability to update. Well, we click the wrong thing, obviously, all the time.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Hey, that's just.
It is. Yeah, it doesn't scramble your profile because they know who you are. And if you guys haven't seen this part yet, I mean, it allows you to actually set your seed weight units, your harvest and package weight units, your heavyweight units. I mean, you can change it from grams to ounces to pounds, whatever. It allows you to set your currency, which it does not convert currency, but it just puts the right dollar sign or whatever in front of whatever it is, which is nice. The date format you can set as well. You can choose the theme. So right now, Mike's got it on dark. You can change it to light, or you can actually click that little button in the top left as well. That'll change literally on the fly, which is nice. So click that guy, it'll change it to white. Boom. See, super easy. And then you can also say like how many days before your customers receive their order do you actually do your harvesting, which is nice. So it does all the calculation based on that, depending on when things need to be harvested. And then there's that thing I was talking about earlier, warn me when I have this many weeks of seed left. So, when you can have it actually tell you, in this case, 12 weeks ahead, which is what we have ours set to as well. We want to make sure we know at least 3 months out that we need to find more seed, because especially, I mean, right now, cantaloupe is a great example. Nobody can find cantaloupe seed anywhere, so that's why you got to stay ahead of that kind of stuff. I have plenty of cantaloupe seed at the shop, because I made sure I had 3 months worth of it ahead. So it's definitely a nice plus. You have your harvest weight buffer, which gives you kind of a little bit of play, just in case one of your trays, doesn't do so well. You have a little bit of a buffer in place to make sure you still be able to fill all those orders.
And depending on where you're at, I would probably go 10 to 20%. We're pretty accurate with ours, so I just went 5%. We're pretty close. So, but if you're new, I would definitely go more in that 10 to 20% range for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And for us, we have our set to, no, you're fine. We have our set to 15, and it's just because we have random orders that come in throughout the week. We want to make sure we have enough to just be able to fill that stuff. And oftentimes we'll force them to just take whatever we have. So we know we're always going to have extra, and we can sell it as a discount if we wanted to, because it's basically just going to be extra for us. which works out nice. You can also hide the getting started guide link. So once you got it at 100%, like Mike does, you can actually take that link right away. So it doesn't show up anymore, which is nice. And then scramble customer names. So if you're demoing the software like Mike is doing right now, he's got his customer names scrambled. But this is what I was talking about, is the anonymous data. So you can turn on and off any of these three things. It's completely optional. So if you don't want to share any of this information, you don't have to. But it's just kind of like an inner community thing again. And it's not tied to your personal information in any way, shape, or form. All it does is share a number. As far as your financial goals go, it just shows people where you're at. Your harvest weights, for each thing, and then your planting methods as well. But it doesn't tie to your information in any way, shape, or form. It's just, again, helping the community out. And then the Explore section, which I think you'll probably have to scroll all the way down the left-hand menu. It's kind of a little bit weird having the menu be scrollable, but if you go to that guy there, this actually has like resources on how to grow different things. So there's a link to our podcast. There's a link to my business coaching, link to my supply list on our website. And this is literally live data. So like the number one seed right now that people in the system are growing is leeks, believe it or not. Number 2 is cress, 3 is chard. It's kind of crazy. I wouldn't have guessed those have been it, but those are the top ones as far as everybody that's in FarmFlow.
You guys are all starting out with 2 hard of the products.
Yeah, seriously. So, but that's live data. I mean, that's coming right out. If you refresh that page tomorrow, those numbers will be different.
These are easy. The leeks are easy, but these 2 are a pain in the butt.
Yeah. And then each thing, you've got the option to shop, organic or conventional right off of Greener Harvest Seeds. It links right to them, which is really nice. So some of them don't have links yet because he's still working on getting extra seeds. Then when you go down to the Explore Seeds and Plant section there, this is kind of a general list of all the seeds that I could find. It's got links to different videos that you can actually learn exactly how to grow those. A lot of those are linked to itty bitty micro farm videos for obvious reasons. They know what they're doing. You still have the shopping options over there as well. And this list will continually get added to as more resources come up. But that way you can at least kind of discover some new seed. You can see what's popular inside of FarmFlow's user base. And that way it's just, again, more of a community thing. So in the long run, this will have a lot more stuff in there, like, the harvest weight options and what we were just talking about in the preferences. So this will get built out more over time. It'll just provide more and more information as far as what, eventually we could have like vitamin and nutrient information in here, for different microgreens as well. So you can download PDFs or whatever. It's just basically the idea is just to provide a lot of really good, solid information to be able to do what you have to do. So, and expand your business. So when the time comes, you can go, well, I wonder what everybody in here is growing. You can go, oh, leeks. I guess leeks are popular. Yeah. So it's a really simple one. So, yep.
And if you guys want to watch a really bad video, it was my first video I ever did on how to grow. P video is horrible, but it's great information. We will redo that one eventually, but and get that other one over to Andy. But it's pretty bad video, bad audio, but the information's awesome. So,
yeah. And some of these obviously, Mike and Jess haven't grown all of these and/or made videos for all of these, so some of them are linked to other people. Unfortunately, some of them are linked to On the Grow as well. But don't water your seed every single day during germination, please. They're going to tell you to do that. Don't do that. But their growing methods are still pretty solid, so at least you can get some information. It's better than to have something than nothing. But obviously, as Mike and Jess, make new videos, we'll replace those with their stuff over time. So, but in the meantime, it's pretty much Princeton Microgreens, these guys, and On the Grow at the moment. So,
and don't grow in silicone mats.
Yeah, please God, don't grow on silicone mats. I don't care how many times they tell you to do so. Yeah, use a growing medium. You're gonna have a lot better success.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so that's kind of the community as a whole. Beyond the beta testers group, beyond reaching out to me, beyond having the bugs and features option in here, which I'd be willing to bet most of the other softwares that are either out or going to be coming out probably aren't going to give you that option because they don't want you to dictate what goes in here and what gets changed. I would rather hear from you guys, as to what you want. Obviously, everything isn't going to get added, but if it makes sense and I feel like it's something that's scalable, to allow to not screw over the big guys and not screw over the little guys, then I'll certainly, consider that as an option. For obvious reasons. But the beauty of it is, you're looking at the programmer. This is my baby. I've done this my whole life. I've been building websites, high-end websites since the mid 90s when the internet became a thing. So this isn't something that's new to me. I was a server administrator in a prior life. I was a database administrator in a prior life. So I know how to secure things down. I know how to do everything that needs to get done to keep things safe. And that's pretty much where we're at. So, just know that that's the case. the beauty of it is you can message me and I can fix something right away if it's an actual problem. That's the nice thing, instead of having to reach out to somebody in another country to try and get them to do it for me, which could take days, weeks, you never know. So you get instant feedback if it comes
couple
down to it.
years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a one nice thing. I'm the actual coder and I'm a microgreen farmer, so I know what both things need.
Yes. All right. Obviously, you guys by now probably understand how much time savings this program is going to be for you. Once you get it set up, it's pretty much leave it and forget it. If you got orders that you never change, you just go to this order, tells you what to do, when to do it. All your tasks are set up. It's going to save you a lot of times and headaches. You're going to know what to do every day. And obviously, it goes into more depth than that. But the time savings alone on this will let you focus on your business so much more that you're going to be able to grow your business exponentially if you can take the time away from doing the meaningless tasks that are important, but this does it for you. This way you can go out there and grow your business and thrive in the microgreen business world. And that is our 100% goal for you guys here. Andy?
Yeah. And that's exactly why, we kept it at the price point we did. I mean, this could easily be a $40 or $50 a month thing, but I tried to keep it as cheap as I could, for that way anybody can afford it. I wanted to make it a no-brainer. I mean, you're looking at $18 a month, and if you do yearly, it's around $15 a month. So I mean, it's just, you'd be stupid not to. I mean, you're talking 50 cents a day to know that you can sleep at night, knowing all your tasks are done, all your inventory is ordered, all your seeds are good, everything you need to plant was planted, and everything that needed to be harvested was harvested. I mean, that's peace of mind for a ridiculously cheap price. So, but I mean, I'm not a greedy person. I never have been. You guys all know me well enough at this point to know that's not the case. So that's why I wanted to put it out at an affordable price that anybody could pull off. And you should be able to use this for the rest of your entire career as a microgreens grower. If you outgrow this system, then I did something wrong. That's basically what it boils down to.
And he's going to be here to not let it outgrow you. So he's going to be here to make them adjustments. So just to reiterate some features that this come with for anybody who's coming late. Obviously, it's got crop planner in it, inventory tracking, which is one of the biggest things. Your tasks, you know what to do every day. Real-time seed inventory, huge. Ready for USDA to come in and inspect you. You just hand them a list. Here's what we do. Boom, done. Awesome things. Them are some of the highlights. It obviously does more and more than that. But definitely them are the highlights. These are the things you're going to want to run for your business. And remember, there's a limited time offer to get that November free. If you're not in there already, make sure you get in that FarmFlow beta testing so you can get that whole month of November for free. You can play around with this. You can make sure it's set up before you're paying for it going forward. And like Andy said, the cost of this is so cheap, very minimal. Yeah. It's less than the cost of a tray to grow that you're going to make. You grow one more tray, you're going to pay for this program. That's all you got to do. And this program is going to help you grow more than one tray to sell. So, I mean,
sadly, it costs less than 4 bootstrap farmer trays.
Slightly less,
yeah. So that's the one nice thing. I mean, it's a no-brainer, and obviously, you guys know us well enough at this point. You know me well enough at this point. I mean, we've all done this for a while. You guys all know me in the groups as far as that goes. I mean, I'm always in there trying to support everybody, regardless. Even though both Mike and I have crazy businesses that are very, 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 very consuming. We still make the time to do what we have to do to help everybody out. And that was kind of the goal behind this whole thing. So I didn't need to do this. I absolutely did not. And I really want to emphasize that. I knew this was going to be a major project and on top of everything else that we've got going on. But, my goal was to get this out for you guys to be able to use, because I want to better the microgreen industry through this system. And if I can help all of you guys get better at what you do, then the whole industry gets lifted up as a whole. And it just makes the whole industry look better. It's more people knowing about microgreens. It's accurate, orders going out the door every single week by everybody involved that's in here. That's really the ultimate goal, is just to have a good, solid, base of awesome microgreen growers that are never going to have any issues. You're not going to run out of stuff. Your orders are going to be done on time. They're going to be harvested on time. You're going to be planted when they're supposed to be planted. As long as you don't screw anything up on your planting side, then it's pretty much taking care of itself. Which is a beautiful thing. So it allows you to grow your business infinitely to wherever you need to be. So that's really the goal.
And Andy, beyond November, when they get the free month, there is a referral program that you basically can get for free going forward if you do it right and refer people. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So in the system as well, under your preferences or your profile, Oh, I'm sorry, it's under referrals or whatever on the left-hand menu there, and it's already live, so you guys can go in and set this up anytime you want. There's a referral code that's automatically generated for everybody. It's a really funky code. You can change it to what you want, but it's got to be available, obviously, because you can't have duplicates. But basically, once you refer somebody and their first payment goes through, I will send you $20, as a thank you, essentially. So you can have it done through Venmo, through PayPal, through Cash App, doesn't matter to me. You can put that in your profile as well. And that's kind of the idea. So that way, yeah, you can see. So he's got ADB Micropharmacist referral code. I should have taken that one. No, I'm just kidding.
I wanted to make sure I got it real quick.
Yeah, and then underneath of that section, it allows you to enter in your Venmo and Cash App and PayPal and whatever. So
I don't have any of that because I wanted to make sure I didn't have that yet for this
Yep,
demo.
yep. Yeah, so you can put that information in, and then at the bottom there, as you sign people up, it'll actually show you their first name and the first name and last initial, and then the date that they signed up. So you'll know exactly who you actually got on board, and you'll actually receive an email every time a new person signs up under your referral code as well. So that'll be and that's already up and live at this point. So you can start referring people starting on the first. If you have people that are already in there or they're interested in getting a beta testing account, you can put them in as well. So they're going to be in the same boat. But yeah, that's the goal is to get people signed up and get them in through the referral program. And then, all you need is one referral per month. And if you're on the yearly plan, you're making $5 a month minimum, for just one person. So, and if you, and don't think about it like from a standpoint of, oh my gosh, I don't know that many people that would want to sign up for something like this personally. You don't have to know them personally. You can post it in all the microgreens groups that are out there. There's tons of them. So anytime anybody's asking about software, throw it out there, as a comment or whatever. You can even freely post it as a main post if you want to, if you're, ballsy enough to do that. So, but yeah, that's really the idea. You don't have to know somebody that is looking to do microgreens. You just have to, share the link whenever you see somebody asking about software or whatever. It's no different than, when I'm trying to get people into greener harvest seeds. If I see somebody asking about seeds, I post the link. If they use it, they use it. If not, it's no sweat off my back. It's just ultimately I'm just trying to help Josh out, so works out good. But yeah, so that'd be the referral setup. So yeah, $20 for every single person who gets signed up, paid out as soon as they make their first payment through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. So it's your preference.
Awesome. That is such a great benefit you're doing for everybody, Andy. I appreciate that highly. That's going to be a great program to get more and more people in this program and help more people out. So, so we will get to the giveaway now, Jess. You want to do the giveaway?
We did have some questions.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring up questions then.
I did have a couple questions that came up that weren't quite in with what you guys were talking about, so I didn't want to interrupt you guys. We're flowing pretty well. But John Claus brought the list today, so I love it.
We always count on John Claus.
Yes. Curious, what kind of corn do you buy for your microgreens and from where? Do you love the taste personally?
We buy them from a local farmer. We get our corn from a local farmer. So if you're looking for a place to buy it, it'd be kind of hard. But if you can find a local farmer, I would recommend going that way.
Yeah, we get the popcorn from Mums. It's awesome. The one challenge, well, especially you're in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know that they'll ship there.
Yeah.
But for us, we actually had to get a permit to have it shipped into the United States, which is kind of ironic because Mom's actually told me that the corn they buy is from the United States. They ship it to Canada, and then have to get a permit to have it brought down to me. So it's the stupidest thing, but yeah, for whatever reason, corn is one of those things you have to have a permit to actually be able to import into the country. So if you're buying it from out of state, you have no choice, or out of country anyway. You have to get that permit from them. But I'm not sure in Australia where you'd buy yours. I think that's where you're from, if I'm not mistaken. But if anybody's from Australia in here as well, and they're getting corn, please let John Claus know where you're actually buying it. That'd be awesome.
And the taste is very, very sweet. You definitely have to eat it from the bottom up. If you start at the top, it's not going to be as good. So I always tell our customers, as some first-time buyer, that make sure you eat it from the bottom up. But I like chopping it. I like chopping it up all the way to the top of that leaf when it starts really fanning out, and put it into a salad or something for some sweetness. That's the way I like to eat it.
Yeah, either as a snack by itself, or it's good on Mexican dishes. Anything that you're eating that's already got like corn tortilla or corn anything in it, it's awesome. I mean, that's how most of our chefs actually use it as well, is they mix it into like some kind of a dish that already has corn in it. It just accentuates that flavor. It's really good. I apologize, John. I was thinking of somebody else. Yeah, you're in Texas. So yeah, you can definitely get it from Mums. So if you want to buy it in bulk, reach out to Mums directly. Don't buy it on their website because you can't buy in bulk on their website. If you email them directly and just say, hey, I want a bulk price list, they'll email you a bulk price list. And then you can actually get the bulk pricing. But it changes all the time, so you have to request it. Then they'll send you a PDF that has all the information there. But yeah, popcorn's awesome. That's what we've been using for the entire time. And if you don't know how to grow it already, hopefully there's a video in the explore section you can jump into.
There should be,
yeah.
because I have one of them.
Yeah, as long as you guys have done one, then there's definitely one in there. Grow in the dark.
Yes,
100%.
I made a whole room for it back then. We did that video. So
Yeah.
It's good to have a blackout room.
Yep.
Next question. Have you ever tried growing cress or red lentil microgreens?
Andy, because I have not.
I've grown curly cress.
Yeah, curly.
Curly cress we've done a couple times. It's not super popular for us. I think I've grown maybe 10 trays of it in total. But it's really easy. We didn't actually have any issues with it as far as growing it goes. So yeah, but I've never done red lentil, but I've seen red lentil microgreens and they're beautiful. So it's something I've actually been debating adding it to our repertoire to hopefully, get rid of beets or stupid amaranth or something and replace it.
Amaranth would be a one I'd go. Beets we're fine with, but amaranth, yeah, it's just low yield. That's all.
Yeah,
I like
that's
amaranth.
it.
We grow it fine, but it's low yield.
Yep.
Yeah, the only people that we found that liked the cress that we grew were the British people that we talked to.
Yep.
They loved cress. They were the only ones who bought the cress.
Yeah, and curly cress is very cheap, but if you get watercress seeds, they are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Crazy expensive. So just keep that in mind.
Another one from John Claus. What kind of flowers are you experimenting with?
Jess, you want to answer that one? You're going to be able to ramble it off faster than me.
So we are currently experimenting with a few different varieties of pansies, violas, bachelor's buttons, marigolds, French marigolds, and something else. Dianthus.
Nice.
Yes.
Some of them are taller varieties. We'll see how they work within our system. Our lights are adjustable with the new system that he's been kind of posting a little bit on Facebook. So the lights will be able to adjust for the height of the flowers. Pansies and violas will stay a little bit more small, compact, but some of those dianthus and bachelor buttons, those ones could get a little bit taller. So we'll see how they work within the system. Whether or not we'll keep them.
Yep.
Another one. My first 2 trays of broccoli yielded only 5 ounces each. Only germinated for 2 days. Pretty sure that was it.
Probably. Yeah. They really need to be pushing the brick off, and they get to that 3rd day, they'll be really doing that. So.
Yeah. Broccoli definitely from day 2 to day 3 is a huge difference in height.
Yes. And if you're still having problems with low yield, I'm not a big proponent of this, but I have started going to it with cabbage. Is you can black it out for 1 day using the actual blackout domes, then black it out for 1 day to get a little bit more stretch on it. But if you let broccoli go for them that 3rd day, you probably won't need it. But cabbage, I found out that you do need it just a little bit more blackout day on that. So.
Anthony just wanted to ask why we don't have a video for everything.
We're working on it, Anthony.
Come on.
Working on it. Now that Andy's got
everything,
and now that Andy's got this, we definitely will do more videos for this. So we would definitely get them out. Obviously, it'll be on YouTube as well, but we'll give them over to this system as well.
Yep.
All right.
Give me time. I'm not running a $500,000 business or anything, guys. Yeah, I got plenty of time.
All right. I think that's all the questions.
All right.
So I guess we are going to
do a giveaway.
Give me just a moment to get that pulled up.
And remember, make sure if you haven't yet, put in #Thumbcast, and we will pick a winner from that. And if you win, make sure you choose between 1 and 30 how many times you want Jess to click the mouse to see what you win. There's a one-on-one with me and Andy in there. Each one of us, got one of them you can do for 30 minutes. There's course stuff giveaways. So yeah, a lot of stuff. The course now is our course is $47 a month, and we get a live Q&A just with the members 4 times a week, 4 times a month. So every week on Tuesday we do that. So You can get one-on-one with me and Jess with a very small group that's in there. Time it out to be an hour, but sometimes a little bit longer because we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. Or you can do the $147 a month, and that gives you a one-on-one by yourself every month.